space
anything.
discussing Black women.
I'd like to ask you this. We're going to go ahead and play it your way. Um, Name the top 3 things that Black men are failing in.
Oh, Lord. Where do I begin?
Okay, you can stop right there. I did that on purpose. You see how it's easy for you to expound on that, but when someone addresses where Black women are failing, it's bashing, disrespecting. Do you see what you just did?
How did I bash him? Because
Ma'am, I'm saying as soon as I gave you the door open to talk about Black men, you
yeah,
said, where do I begin?
where
So
do I begin?
why when someone critiques Black women, it's disrespecting them. Not only when they critique them, but with accurate information.
Because let me tell you,
What's good, YouTube? This is KB LaFleur. You can call me KB. Welcome back to another video, man. We got a guy named Stacey Prince, man, who a lot of people are saying he's just a knockoff version of Kevin Samuels, right? But before we even get into that, man, do me a huge favor, leave me a like, leave me a comment, and leave me a subscribe. The biggest issue, man, the biggest issues we had in the community was, hey, we're gonna have a lot of people that's trying to take Kevin Samuels' place. Right, and you slowly saw that, right? You slowly saw a lot of people entering to the manosphere, the red pill community, and dressing up like Kevin Samuels and trying to have the exact same setup as Kevin Samuels, right? But here's what I will tell you: this brother right here is 10 billion times better than this brother right here. I know y'all remember, man, this brother from last year, man, who tried to pull some Kevin Samuels ish and couldn't even pull it off because it's not authentic. Right? When you look at this video, man, I'm gonna be real with you. The brother's authentic. The brother's authentic. Now, don't get me wrong, bro. It does look like, man, he does dress like he is a public defender, right? But hey, at the end of the day, man, his talking points are great, right? Granted, right? We all have the same talking points, but at the same time, right? He's just showing, man, how a lot of your women are today. He's just showing how a lot of women are today, right? Like I said, he's authentic with this. But when you look at this brother right here, he wasn't even authentic, which is why a lot of people clown him, which is why a lot of people looked at him and couldn't even take the brother serious, right? But when you have somebody like this, man, right, and don't get me wrong, like, and think about it, man, he looked like Dr. Dre and Kevin Samuels. So, I mean, I guess I wouldn't have put it past him, right? I wouldn't have doubt, man, he would want to go down to Kevin Samuels right in the first place, right? The dude looked like Dr. Dre and Kevin Samuels mixed together, right? It looked like he could be Kevin Samuels' brother. But at the end of the day, man, I found 3 of these clips from his video. His YouTube is The Real Stacey Prince. I found 3 clips, and it's with the same woman. It's with the same woman where he's destroying her ass. I'm talking about straight destroying her ass. I like that, right? I can get down with this. I can get down with this. So let's go ahead and jump in this, and let's see how authentic he really is.
With that said, I'd like to jump on into this thing. Is it just stance that you believe women do have the leverage?
they do have the leverage, yes.
Gotcha. I'd love for you to expound on that.
In my opinion, education does play a part. Can you give me this? That women have evolved and women are now given the voice where we make impact.
Yes, women has evolved, just like men, right? But the thing is, man, here's my biggest thing, right? Here's my biggest thing. Since 1840s, women's roles has always changed, right? Whereas men roles has always stayed the same, right? We evolved, but at the same time, we still stayed the same. How we treat women never changes, right? We still have to be respectful to women. Now we do have more disrespectful men now more than ever. But I mean, look at the dating market, look at the sex market, look at how women treat themselves today. So it's there's a reason why, right? Men still got to work. Men still have to take care of the household. Every role a man had back in the 1840s, they still have till this very freaking day. Right? So once again, yes, she is right. Women did evolve, right? But this is where the biggest issue comes into play. Well, hey, right, you can say we evolved, right? But then to sit up here and say, well, can you also agree that now women are able to have a voice to make some changes. Man, listen, women have always had a voice, right? Back in the 1840s, we have first wave feminism. First wave feminism allowed women to be able to vote and to be able to bring income into the household, right? So now you have a man working and you have a woman working. So you have two incomes, right? And back then it was a lot cheaper to live. So, I mean, great, right? Great. The only dilemma, when feminism first started and women wanted to be able to vote and be able to bring some income into the household, the only issue you had was, hey, who's going to take care of a kid? Who's going to take care of the kids now? So now we have to go look out. Now we got to go look for somebody to take care of our kids. Now we got to sit over here and go pay somebody to take care of our kids, right? When that's your job, when that's what you're supposed to be doing. But hey, once again, I think a lot of guys will agree with, hey, I don't mind my wife going out here to go make some extra money for us. But then you fast forward to 1960s, right? 1840s to 1960s, man, nobody had an issue. Women, women were able to work and vote, right? Women were able to work and vote. Now, here come 1960s. Women just changed. Men still staying the same. Here come 1960s. Well, you know what? Hey, us feminists should be able to sleep around and be sexually liberated like men and not be accosted for that, not be called out for that. So now y'all want to be able to just be ran through. Now that's what I'm hearing. Now you just want to be able to be ran through. Yes, we want to be able to sleep with whoever we want to sleep with and not be called out for it. So guess what? Now we have slut shaming, right? You can't talk down on a woman for wanting to be ran through, right? So I mean, once again, women have a voice, right? Women have a voice. They've always had a voice since 1840s. First wave feminism allowed them to be able to vote and bring income into the household. Second wave feminism allowed them to be sexually liberated. Third wave feminism is just worse. Is way worse than what second wave feminism is. Now women are just, it's Jesus. I mean, women are out here just sleeping, being able to. Now women are saying, hey, it's okay to be prostitutes. Hey, it's okay to be, to be running the streets, right? We should protect these women, right? I mean, so now prostitution is okay. Now we're encouraging that. Now, fast forward, you're talking about 2023 where you slut shame, you're going to get called out for it. Women want to be experienced, right? Women want to be ran through, and they don't call it being ran through, right? Women don't call it being ran through. They call it being experienced. Whatever that means, right? And now we're living in a time where a lot of your women are wanting to exploit themselves and sell themselves short by jumping on OnlyFans, by being in the industry, the corn industry. I mean, the list goes on. Women are so outspoken that they now have a movement called Believe All Women. So women can sit up here and lie on men all day. But hey, guess what? We have to believe all women. So you got to believe them. And if you don't believe them, you're a misogynist. What? Well, you don't have any proof that this man did anything to you. I don't need proof. You just need to listen to me. Yeah, life doesn't work that way, honey. But guess what? I guess it does now, because once again, when you come to America, that's what you're going to get, right? That's what you're going to get. You're going to get women, men who want to be fake oppressed. You're going to have women, men who want to be fake victims, black women and white women. They're going to want to have that victim mindset. They're going to want to have that oppressed mindset. They're going to believe that the patriarchy exists. How? We don't have a movement called Believe All Men, because men don't freaking deal with that tomfoolery that a lot of women do. So for her to sit up here and say, well, you know what, we don't have a voice, you're trying to push a narrative to help your argument because you don't have an argument.
Name it. What's your impact?
We contribute so much.
Name it.
I don't have facts in front of me.
You mean to tell me you can't say a car dealership? You can't name nothing?
Women have impacted the business industry so much right now.
I said name it.
Listen, man, the only industry, man, a lot of your women impacted is the sex industry. That has to be the industry she's talking about. That has to be the industry she's talking about. Because when you talk about these other industries, I mean, listen, once again, your men are going to be working your harder jobs, right? Your men are going to be working your harder jobs. Your women love customer service jobs. Your women love keeping their hands clean. So when you give some women the opportunity to actually run their own ish, to actually say, you know what, hey, patriarchy doesn't exist because guess what? I was able to get into a male's job and I was able to freaking work my way up to the top. That's how you quote unquote defeat patriarchy if you want to be technical, right? Patriarchy is just a society ran by men, right? Society will forever be ran by men. Society will forever be ran by men. But we're going to have women that sit over here and say, well, that's a patriarchy. Name me one country, name me one state, name me one city that is ran by women. It's not, right? And if it is ran by a woman, who appointed that woman to run that state? It doesn't exist. Women use that man just to be fake oppressed. Women use that man to try to push a narrative that does not exist.
Discussing Black women.
I'd like to ask you this. We're going to go ahead and play it your way. Name the top 3 things that Black men are failing in.
Oh, Lord. Where do I begin?
Okay, you can stop right there. I did that on purpose. You see how it's easy for you to expound on that, but when someone addresses where Black women are failing, it's bashing, disrespecting. Do you see what you just did?
How did I bash him?
Ma'am, I'm saying, as soon as I gave you the door open to talk about Black men, you said, where do I begin?
Right, and this once again, this is a lot of your women in America today. They want to be disingenuous. They know facts, right? When you have men who say shit like this, when you have men who say shit that I say who got Kevin Samuel saying the shit that I say, O'Shea Duke Jackson, Poor Man Podcast, MTR, Different Perspective. When you have these same men saying the exact same thing, you will have women who try to be disingenuous, who try to play dumb. What are you talking about? What do you mean? How is that bashing? How is that bashing? Ma'am, you sat here and said, man, like, where do I start? Right? And probably the first thing, because this is what a lot of Black women like to go to for whatever reason. They jump over here and say, well, y'all don't take care of y'all kids. Right? When in fact, here's a statistic right here for you guys. 70% to 75% of Black men, right? I throw the 75% in there, man, because let's just be real. Most of your Black men are taking care of their kids. Most of your Black men are taking care of their kids. 70% of Black men are taking care of their kids. 30% of them aren't. And you need to cut that 30% in half because you have men who aren't taking care of their kids because the baby mama makes it hard for them. Women can down men all day, right? Women can sit over here. They be able to tell you, man, how a man don't take care of his kids. A man ain't being a man. You know, Black men don't do this. Black men don't do that. Well, most definitely Black men take care of their kids, right? Well, most definitely Black men do what they're supposed to do. Right? Yes, you have your batch of Pookies and Ray Rays that for whatever reason sisters still continue to lay down with. But look at all these other good men that women just keep overlooking. When you have men sitting over here critiquing sisters, I mean, dude, every time I critique a sister, right? This is on my page and on TikTok. Somehow I'm gay. Somehow I hate my own people. Somehow I hate my own mama. Somehow I'm a sellout. I mean, the list goes on. The list goes on. Black women have so many names to give a Black man who has something to say about a Black woman, right? But the second a Black woman says something about a Black man, you don't hear Black men sitting over here calling women gay. You don't hear Black men sitting over here telling these sisters, hey man, look, you know, you're bashing us, you're this or that. Why you don't hear that? Because Black men saying, hey man, look, I eat it. I can eat that. Hey, guess what? Accountability is best. Accountability is the best ability, right? Men eat that, and men make the changes. But guess what, though? Second, a Black man decides to reciprocate the same value that Black women always reciprocate to men, calling men dusty, calling men bro, calling men this and that. It's an issue. Then he's misogynist. Then he's gay. Then he's this. Then he's that.
So why when someone critiques Black women, it's disrespecting them? Not only when they critique them, but with accurate information.
Because, let me tell you.
She couldn't tell him. She couldn't tell him because he has been cooking that ass all night. Right? But once again, this is the fake, oppressed BS, man, it's this victim mindset that a lot of your women have. They got to feel like they're victims just so they can push an argument, just so they can say, hey, well, you know what? This is their main goal. Their main goal is, man, to be able to take control over everything. Right? That's their main goal. We want to take control over everything. That's what feminism is about. It started from equality to now we want to take full control, and it's just never going to happen, right? It's never going to happen. So because these women know that's never going to happen, they're going to throw in, hey, well, there's a patriarchy. Oh, well, we're oppressing society. Hey, well, because man run this society, we don't get the rights that y'all do. But yet y'all literally have believe all women, a movement, man, where even women who lies, you got to believe them. Women can put hands and feet on men all day and nothing happens. Right? And nothing happens to them. But the second a man put his hands back on a woman, he's in jail. Somehow, some way, he's in jail. Women can initiate divorce and still get half the man's money. Right? Man can initiate divorce and the woman still gets half that man's money. Women can put men on child support and dictate how many days that man is going to see that kid. The woman will always see the kid more times than the man will. I had an argument with a girl who sat over here and said, well, KB, you can't say that because, here in North Carolina, it's a 50-50. Like, they favor both men and women, whoever makes the most money. It's like, okay, that's what they say. That's what they say. But when you look at statistics, 90% of your women, man, getting alimony, 90% of your women winning custody battles. And that's everywhere. Right? You can literally look outside, literally go to your Walmart. People, go to your Walmart or go to, I don't know, a store, man, that's in the hood. You will constantly see black women with kids and you don't ever see the baby father. Right? You don't ever see the baby father. I've worked at plenty of stores, man, where I've seen plenty of sisters, man, single as all get out with kids. I'm like, where's the baby daddy at? Right? I know some people might feel some type of way about me saying this, but I used to work at the Gucci store. I used to work at a Gucci store. And every single time I saw a white lady with some kids, if I didn't see the ring, I saw the husband. If I saw the ring, if I didn't see the husband, I saw a ring while she's with her kids. But when I saw a lot of your black women, they always had kids, but no ring and no man. No ring and no man. I'm just sitting here like, what's going on here? What is going on here? But like I said, when you bring that up, right? When you say that, your sisters are going to look at you and say, "Well, what? I know you saw that, but no, hell no. No, you're being misogynistic. Now you're just bashing on black women. How? If I'm just stating the fact that every time that I see a white woman come in here, she has kids, it's either she has a ring on with no husband, or she has her husband with her with no ring. Or you're going to see both. You're going to see the ring and the husband. But whenever I saw sisters, right, and I'm not going to say it's all sisters, but most of your sisters that I saw, they was walking in there, man, with the baby stroller, with the baby in there, no husband, no ring. And I'm just like, well, what's going on here? But like I said, when you bring that up, your sisters are going to look at that and say, bro, what are you talking about? You're a hater, right? You must hate black women. How?
Talking about black women, what we don't do, what we can't do, what our faults are. But we are the same women that you guys come to when y'all need help.
When do we need help from? Man, were you listening to yourself?
Oh, yes.
The WNBA right now, even with the women who have went on blasting men in the NBA, are begging NBA players right now, please, they go $10 million in debt every year. Do you know the only reason that the WNBA hasn't folded yet? Black men. The only reason. It's the only, I can pull it up for you. You need us. We don't need anything from you.
Even though you came from us.
We came from God. A man was created first.
Wow.
Do you disagree with that?
Wow.
I'm asking you a simple question. Do you disagree with that?
I have nothing more to say. You said...
Ma'am, I'm asking you, do you agree that man was created without a woman?
You said black women need you. You don't need us.
Ma'am, I want to ask you, do you believe that man was created without a woman?
I'm going to give you it. Yeah, let's go biblical. Yes.
So, okay, ma'am.
Mainly your sisters, when they cannot argue a point, when they cannot argue a fact, right? They sit over here and say, well, guess what? We birthed y'all. right? A lot of you women sit up here and say, well, the reason, man, we should be taken care of, or we should be, we should have more rights than a man, is because number one, we birthed y'all, and number two, we give y'all life, we give y'all kids. I wish women would stop saying that, because you're put on this earth to have children. You're put on this earth to work, right? I'm not going to sit over here and say, well, you know what, the reason, man, hey, I need to be treated, man, way better than a woman is because I'm a protector. I'm supposed to protect. It doesn't make sense. I'm supposed to provide. It doesn't make sense. I'm not going to sit over here and brag about some shit that I'm put on this earth for. I'm not going to brag about some shit that I'm supposed to do. A lot of you women like to sit over here and they try to leverage themselves in an argument by saying, hey, well, I birth kids. Well, hey, I can do something that you can't, right? And I can do something that you can't. I can lift the 200-pound dumbbell. You can't, right? When a kid is stuck up on a 200-pound dumbbell, who has to get that kid up? Me, because you're not strong enough to do that. And this idea that, hey, right? Well, you know what? Y'all men bash us women, but yet y'all come from us. Also, she stood up here saying, well, you know what? Hey, y'all bash women, but yet y'all come to us for help. Once again, what would a man need women's help for besides procreating and taking care of a household? I'm not discrediting women. I'm not saying that women aren't important, but to sit over here and say, well, men need women, I don't see how. I don't see how. I mean, the phone that y'all watching this video on, a man made. The headphones that you're listening to this video on, a man made. The TV that you're probably watching right now, a man made. The chair that you're sitting in, a man made. I'm talking about invented and actually made. I'm not talking about making. I'm talking about inventing. Like a man invented this and made it, right? And on top of that, what's going on right now? Who's making these chairs? Men and machinery. These buildings that y'all women are able to walk through, who made that? A bunch of men, probably Hispanic men. The swimming pool that a lot of y'all women like to swim in, the tanning bed, a lot of y'all women like the lay in, a man made. And this idea that, we need women's help. Y'all do understand that the idea that men do not protect black women, we've heard this for years. Men do not protect black women. That statement came from the Breonna Taylor situation, right? Let me shed a little light on it, because nobody was saying this before Breonna Taylor died. But and we got to understand that Breonna Taylor died around the same time George Floyd died. So here I'm trying to parallel this for y'all. I'm trying to parallel this for you. When George Floyd died, of course, the whole black community is in uproar, right? Then when Breonna Taylor died, somehow, some way, black women, I saw this on the Shade Room, somehow, some way, black women was able to push a narrative that, hey, we don't have enough black men sitting over here saying something about Breonna Taylor. When literally men on top of men were saying something about Breonna Taylor. But this, once again, you have your feminist sisters, right? You have women who can't argue, who has a disdain for men who try to push a narrative that black men do not protect black women, right? You have some sisters who sat up here and said, you know what, hey, because we don't see the same amount of black men with George Floyd because we don't see the same amount of black men with Breonna Taylor that we did with George Floyd, we're going to push a narrative that black men must not care for sisters. Black men must not protect sisters. Here's my question, right? Here's my question. Nobody could protect George Floyd, right? Nobody could protect George Floyd, right? But we were all still here saying, hey, well, you know what? This is bad, right? This is bad. This same police brutality BS, right? Then you have Breonna Taylor. You have everybody sitting over here, oh man, damn, that's fucked up. But then you have Breonna Taylor, same situation, right? Same situation. You have a bunch of police officers busting in the door and did what they did to her, right? You still have your men saying something, but because women, for whatever reason, I guess some sisters didn't see it. Some sisters didn't see the same amount of support for this woman that they did for George Floyd. They say, hey, well, you know what? Black men don't protect black women. How are we going to protect Breonna Taylor? There is no man in this world that was going to be able to protect Breonna Taylor. There was no man in this world that was going to be able to protect her, because you have cops who busted inside of a house and did her while she was asleep. How can we protect that? Oh, well, you know, it was just a support. Then if that was the case, then don't sit up here and say, well, you know what, hey, black men don't protect black women. Black men don't support black women the way they support black men, which we do. Because guess what? Let's just say a guy did something to a woman, did something to a sister. You're going to have a bunch of men that's going to try to look for that guy and do some dirt to him. Right? But if the roles were reversed, guys are going to be looking at me like, bro, you should know how to defend yourself. There's a one-on-one fighting, bro. You should know how to defend yourself. Like, bro, like you must be a weak dude. They're going to lose respect for me. But if the roles were reversed, right, and it's a woman that was hitting on a man and they were fucking fighting, men are going to jump to the woman's defense. We've seen it plenty of times, man, where you have a man and a woman going back and forth, right? And the woman, let's just say the man is trying to leave and the woman's still sitting over here hitting on him. The woman's still sitting over here hitting on him, hitting him. Men are not going to intervene. But the second the man raises his hands and hits the girl and retaliates, all the other men are going to be jumping on him, even though the girl is in the wrong. So to sit up here and say that men do not protect women at all, that is BS. It's innate for men to protect women. Once again, these women try to use these tactics. They try to leverage themselves in an argument, right? When they can't come up with any facts, they can't come up with any arguments, they then revert to, well, you're being misogynistic. Well, you must hate your own people. Well, guess what? Well, we birth y'all, so this is why we should get the utmost respect. I mean, the list goes on, right? The list goes on. So, man, you know, like I said, you know, we living in a time, man, where, people are all about clout, right? People are all about feeling like victims. People all want attention, right? A lot of you women love clout and love attention. So guess what? They're going to sit up here and say, well, you know what? I'm oppressed. Well, you know what? There's a patriarchy. Well, you know what, man? Men don't really respect women, when that's not even the case, right? And like I said, man, as far as this brother right here, man, I feel like he's genuine. I feel like what he's doing is genuine. Now, mind you, this is just one video, right? This is just one video. He has more content. We got to watch more of his content, but you know what, man? Look, y'all let me know down below, man, how y'all feel about it, right? Y'all let me know down below how y'all feel about some of his talking points, right? But y'all do me a huge favor, man. Leave me a like, leave me a comment, and leave me a subscribe.